Hey everyone, Sarah at Nova again, and we are standing in front of a 1978 Vespa PE 200 that is for sale now. This is something we bought from a customer, and we went through it ourselves, and now it's ready to go for the season. So just want to give a little nod to that. You can see we are standing on the mural side of the building in front of Nice Snack Parlor, famous for shaved ice. They'll be opening up soon, and new website coming soon, so check them out. And this is the time of year where we really get busy. I think if you watched this last week, I said something about being very busy, and now it really is. So we have bikes all over the place. We have taken over our front lobby to store some parts, and that's just kind of how it goes this time of year. Up here is bikes ready to go home. The GL 1000 Goldwing. Really liking the aesthetic on this one. Patina is my middle name, and this thing has it, but it's still, still got a little bit of that gloss less on the paint, which I love. GL 1000, the original Superbike, original Goldwing, I should say original Superbike version of the Goldwing is pretty cool. This 43 WLA we did a video on. This is ready to go home. I had a fun time riding that thing around. It's a little bit like driving a truck that doesn't want to stand up on its own. But a lot of fun, and definitely gets a lot of looks riding that around. This we've done a video on too. This is our Ducati 350 Scrambler that we've rebuilt for somebody. We actually stored it for the winter, and I just went through and fired it up this time, and I just had it out for a ride this morning. It is going great. It's got a fresh top end in it, and a resealed and rebearinged bottom end. Most of a rebuild minus the crank bearings, basically, and it's going pretty good. One little oil leak at that stupid filler cap that they use on these things, but otherwise it is sealed and tight, and yeah, it's sounding good too. This lobby, which ought to be clean and ready for customer use, is now full of parts and bikes. And here's a gas tank from a what is that? It's a Ninja 400 that parked. We have a little short on that had a mouse nest in it and is disgusting, stunk up the whole place. But we're running out of room to store stuff, so we got some up there. I got some parts on the table, and then here, beautiful Kawasaki ELR replica. Oh, excuse me, that's a redundant. The ELR Eddie Lawson replica. This is ready to go home after it's been here for almost a year of doing lots of tedious little resto work on it. It came in looking good, so we can't take credit for all of it, but we put a lot of little bits and bobs on it and finished it up and tuned it, and it is running really good. And that's going to go home tomorrow. So it's sitting up here just looking pretty, waiting to go. And parts. What else? Things finding homes where they shouldn't find homes. We have another Vespa. This is a modern one. Came in for just some basic service, some tires, and that'll be going home soon. We've seen this one a little bit over the years, and I gotta say I really like these modern Vespas as far as scooters go. Seem to be reliable. They're fun. They got a good look to them. Kind of cool. The Honda Rebel over here. This is a Rebel. No, what is this? This is like the new Nighthawk. Um, anyway, for some basic service, did oil change, brake flush, and some other minor stuff. That ought to be going home fairly soon. NS50 race bike. I think we've had this up and on and off a bench for a while, trying to fit stuff. We work on it and then take it down and then work on it again. And this is actually getting close to done. We had to fabricate parts of a pipe for this because the company that made the pipe is no longer in business, and we're missing one little piece. And that's kind of how it goes in the game of one-off motorcycle bits. It's really fun, but really tedious. This is a CZ 170, or excuse me, 125. It's a 150 now because I used a 175 jug and piston on it. This has been a very long-term project between trying to find parts throughout COVID, and finally are getting back down to it being done. I've actually ridden it now, and I pulled the tank off to do some work, and we're finalizing this. But we'll have a video of this thing riding around pretty soon to put the finishing touches on that. This Scott, the 63 Brummy Scott, we did a video on this as well. This thing is running and riding now, and I got to do a little more final tuning on it, double check the timing. It's got a fuel leak that's super tedious. 1935 Indian, which we did a video on a long time ago, actually, a couple years ago now. And it was the April calendar, yeah, the pinup. So that's here for some tuning, and he had some broken horn brackets that we have finally gotten back in stock, and we'll put those in. Kent over here working on a Harley. I love these fishtails on this thing. This is a serious machine. Getting 14-inch ape hangers on this thing, and a lot of little stuff. That's a 21, right? That's a 24. Oh, what do I know? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's custom. Yeah, the big spokes on it. And this bike actually managed to have cracked handlebars and cracked handlebar risers from just getting used. So that's the kind of weight that thing is pushing around. Beautiful KZ1000 over here hiding in the corner. Again, trying to put bikes anywhere we can this time of year. We got the carbs off that for a carb clean. Another resurrection of something that was parked for probably just a little bit too long. So we got the carbs stripped and dipped and cleaned. They'll be going back together and hopefully battery and that'll fire up. And then we've got, this is supposed to be our storage area. That's obviously very full. We got a bunch of new and old favorites. We did a video on this 75 XS 650 last week. Well, not last week, a couple weeks ago. And got that thing running, fired up. And actually, that was a cautionary tale. It came in with brand new regulator rectifier. He's running a capacitor instead of a battery. And I noticed that I couldn't get any juice. The alternator's putting out juice, but I couldn't get any juice into the capacitor. And the brand spanking new regulator rectifier he had installed was just not passing anything. So I put in a new reg rec. Suddenly we're making juice, and suddenly we got spark, and the thing has run. Sounded pretty good. Have to do some timing and tuning on it, but got the first round of it all done. What do we got here? We got a Virago 500. That one actually came in and it was seized. That was fun, but it's actually run now. I have a short of that one running. Belched out a ton of smoke when it fired up, but it actually sounded remarkably good. This one, GSXR. Oh yeah, we're waiting on rotors on that one. XR 650. This beautiful Katana 750, which we also did a video on last year, is back. We did a basic get going on it last year, and then after sitting for the season, for the winter, had a hard time starting, and so we're going further, doing some of the stuff we didn't do electrically, new coils. We're going through some of the ignition components that we had not replaced because we didn't want to spend all the money all at once, but sometimes they need it. This beautiful Indian Enfield, we've seen this many times. It's been in and out. I'm changing a couple things on it. Again, I stored it for the winter, and I'm just rode around again this morning. And other than this little oil leak, which comes from the side cover, which is also a bane of my existence, this thing is running great. It's a ton of fun. So that'll be going home soon. Got this beautiful shovel in here. This is sort of a project. The guy did some of the work himself. Can't quite finish it, so we'll go through it, and I'm excited about this because, again, if you've heard me talk about Harleys, I generally like the ones that are a little bit ratty, and this is a nice patina on it. And I think Harleys are supposed to be ratty. They're just not that fancy. They're not that nice. When you gussy them all up, they don't quite look right. But when they're left a little bit rough, they really do seem right. And so I think this is going to be cool when it's done. And in theory, all the bones are here. Shouldn't take a ton. Battery, carb clean, etc. Tires, fork seals, some of the basics. But yeah, it should be a really fun little get around thing. But a really cool vintage bike. Yeah, we got. Geez, I can't name them all, but we got Horex back here, which we've seen before. I haven't even Dave Roper's Horex. Yes, name dropping. GS450. I haven't even seen that bike yet. I heard about it, that it existed. There's the Rat's Nest and the Ninja 400. Again, if you're parking your bike for the winter, use mothballs, mint tea bags, anything to keep the mice away because they can cause a ton of trouble. And if you don't know that it's clear that if you don't know that you don't have mice, check your airbox before you start your bike. This guy lucked out. Mice actually were in his airbox, but they didn't eat through the filter. So if he had tried to run it, it wouldn't have been a problem. But we've seen people whose mice eat through the air filter, make a nest out of it all, and all of their droppings and eatings and everything goes down into the engine. You start the bike and you ruin your engine. So it's actually a pretty dangerous thing, and we do a lot of mouse repair, and it's not fun for anybody, but particularly you who have to pay for it. This is a cool GPZ 1100. Again, fairly rat rod-esque. We were asked to verify the top end of a motor another shop had built. It wasn't a motorcycle shop. A machine shop had done the work on it, and we found that they'd done a pretty bad job. So we ended up doing a whole new top end on it and verifying that the head was built right. And now it fires up and sounds great, and the customer is going to take it and finish the rest himself. But a really fun early 80s super bike. Very cool. Buell XB12R, we've done a video on this. The customer had us fix some broken things on it, and then he is having a issue with the throttle position. He did a reflash that didn't quite work, and so we're trying to suss out what he was trying to fix and where we're going with it from there. But yeah, that'll be kind of fun to get into. And then this beauty, I think we're going to do a video on this one itself at some point. I'm not even sure what it's in here for yet. I just saw it pull up today, and I had to come out and look at it. Early '80s XL 600. I mean, these are just like when I was a very young child. These are what all the cool adults were riding around. When I say adults, I mean like 20-year-olds. This is what they were all running around on. They are just so cool, and top of the line. Got these fancy valve systems up here, so top of the line for the early mid '80s, and just super cool. All the Karate Kid, all the cool movies, these things were in them, so that was kind of cool. Um, and then last but not least, well, we have this very cool SRX we've been working on for a while, ready to go home, and I think we're going to send it out the door very soon. And last but not least, Nova co-founder Peter Chilton's BMW R100 that it's been parked for a while. It's kind of sad because we built it, and we did all this beautiful custom work to it, painted stuff, powder coated stuff. The seat, counterbalance seat. Thanks, Wes. And never quite finished it. So Pete was riding his sidecar and bought some other bikes, riding his Husky and stuff. And now he really wants it, and we want to have it running. So we're going through it, and it shouldn't take too much. He was 99% done with the whole project, but so we did the last 1% for him. So that would be kind of fun. So yeah, the list goes on. I didn't even mention the CL100 Honda and the Ducati 900 SS, but as you can see, as usual, if you follow us, we have a mix of everything here. We do not discriminate on machines. We love them all. Some more than others, maybe, but we love them all. And yeah, that's Return of the Jedi, I think. Yeah, it's the not the stormtroopers, but the other guys. Um, but yeah, and then our beautiful garbage tower pile. So yeah, that's kind of what it looks like here in the beginning of May. May and June are really our insane months. If you want to bring us a bike that hasn't run for 5 years this time around, we might not get to it till July. That's just how it goes. We have a lot of people coming in for tires and brakes and oil and just getting things sorted just to get in and out and get on the road. Um, but we do what we can, and we have a good time doing it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let us know if you see any of these bikes that catch your eye. I always like to see what people like. People come in the shop, and whatever catches somebody's eye is always different than whatever somebody else's.
Check our Instagram and website. We got a lot of rides.
Yep, I completely forgot to plug our rides. Check our Instagram, check our website. If you're not on our mailing list and you do email lists, check us out. Go to our website, novamotorcycles.com. You can sign right up, and we send out emails for our events that we're doing. We have we're hosting the DGR, the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride for Western Massachusetts, here on the 18th of May. And then on June 7th, we're hosting our Unsprung Rally, our semi-annual Unsprung Rally, which is a day of very lighthearted, very fun competition, good riding, awesome people, good food. It's always a good time. So you can check out, I think it's unsprungrally.com for that, but also our website will have it, novamotorcycles.com. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you again.